This is the Gens Weekly Recap presented by Rapid Hockey Academy. Here is Matt Sossler.
Hey Gens fans, and welcome to this Gens Weekly Recap. I'm your host, Matt Sossler. The NAHL Generals were in action this past week. They took on Danbury. Let's take a look at what went down.
Late in period one, still scoreless. Right here, you're going to see Adam Smith streak down, banking off a goalie Seeley, and then Jonathan Young right there to bury it to give the Generals the 1-0 lead. And in overtime, after strong goaltending by both teams, Ricky Boysen will switch directions, fire from the high slot, good screen, and that one's in to give the Generals the 2-1 victory and the extra point in game number one. A look at some stats here. Jonathan Young with a goal, Ricky Boysen with the game-winning goal, Adam Smith, Brent Kiefer, Liam McCanny, and Dalton Wright each with an assist, and Hugo Haas excellent in between the pipes, making 40 saves. And after that overtime victory, I had the privilege of catching up with Ricky Boysen and Hugo Haas, who had this to say. Ricky had to say, "I just let the boys know how important these 2 points are. We're coming down the stretch against a team that has very few games and that could potentially be fighting for a playoff spot with us." He also had to say regarding his game-winning goal, "I got a pass from up top and saw Mack and Wright going to the net. I knew I had to get it to the net, and it went in." Goalie Hugo Haas, who had a stellar game, had 40 saves out of 41 shots on the game. He had to say that it was a close game. Both teams had some good chances. We had some good penalty kills, and we just battled, and in the end, we won it in overtime. Next day, early in period three, Generals on the power play, down 2-0. Tertishny gets the face-off, skates into the slot, and puts it in. That would make it 2-1 in favor of Danbury. And then late in the third period, after a couple of empty netters to make it 5-1, right here you'll see Matthew Bozer camps and taps. That'll make it 5-2. However, it was not enough as Danbury was able to salvage the split. A look at some numbers. Alexander Tertishny with a goal, Matthew Bozar with a goal, David Andrzejczak, Hunter Olsen, and Severi Solanin, each with an assist, and Hugo Haas made 31 saves.
The NA3HL Generals were also in action. They took on Springfield. Let's take a look at what happened.
Early in period one, Jacob Kaczynski puts this through to make it 1-0 in favor of the Generals. And late in the third period, time winding down even at 2 apiece, Tyler Ram smacks the loose puck in to give the Generals the 3-2 lead for good. A look at some stats. Jacob Kaczynski, a goal and an assist. Nick Racker with 2 assists. Tyler Ram, Nicholas Oborn each with a goal. Jacob Kaminski with an assist. And Espen Rieger strong in between the pipes with 35 saves. The very next day, 4:04 left in period one. Racker cuts wide, finds Pizzameni, who buries it. That'll make it 1-0 in favor of the Generals. A minute and a half later, Deacon Moore, the Tampa native, must have liked what he saw on Sunday, decides to replicate on the stretch Hail Mary pass to James Clark, who buries it to make it 2-0 in favor of the Generals. And with a minute 15 left in the frame, Oborn finds Ben Pizzameni to Peyton Felix, who will tap that one home. That would increase the Generals' lead to 3-0. And in the second period, less than 20 seconds into the frame, cross-ice pass off the boards. Pizzameni goes blocker side for his second lamplighter of the game. That would make it 4-0. A good offensive start for the Northeast Generals. And then with 16:45 left in the frame, Nick Racker going golfing with the loose puck. Goes to Peyton Felix, who finds Jake Hazu on the centering pass. That would make it 5-0. And with just under 9 to go in the period, Kaczynski takes it down the ice, finds Jason Gratz, who loses an edge, but finds Twine to make it 6-1 in favor of the Generals. Less than a minute into the third, Pizzameni finds East Division Star of the Week, Jacob Kaczynski, who taps it home to make it 7-1. And the Kaczynski show was not over yet. Here in the third period, check this out right here with under 5 minutes to go. Kaczynski going at it again, puts it in similar location, and that would make it 8-2 in favor of Northeast, and that score would hold as the final. The Generals getting the sweep over the weekend, a Friday-Sunday set, and the Generals keep on rolling. A look at some stats. Ben Pizzameni with 2 goals and 2 assists. Peyton Felix with a goal and 3 assists. Jacob Kaczynski, 2 goals, 1 assist. Jake Hazu, a goal and 2 assists. James Clark, a goal and an assist. Nick Racker with 2 assists. Jason Gratz with a goal. Nicholas Oborn, G. DeShepper, each with an assist. And Espen Rieger with 25 saves. A couple of interesting stats right here. The Generals have 10 skaters with 20 or more points. Espen Rieger is 6th in the NA3HL in goals against average and save percentage. And the Generals' goal differential seems to keep on climbing by the double digits as they're 2nd in the NA3HL in goal differential at plus 92.
Now a look to the week ahead. The NAHL Generals will take on Danbury, while the NA3HL Generals will have a Valentine's Day date with the Mass Titans. Be sure to check out my interviews with head coach Brian Erickson and captain Dylan Schuett. Also, be sure to tune in next week for my special interview with former Generals captain and Hobey Baker nominee Colin Bielik, where we'll discuss his season thus far, as well as his time with the Northeast Generals. But more importantly, he is a Hobey Baker nominee, the most prestigious award in men's college hockey. You can vote at the link on the bottom of the screen.
You can also scan the QR code on your phone that will take you to the voting page.
That's going to wrap up this edition of the Gens Weekly Recap for everyone here at the Northeast Generals. I'm Matt Sosler. Thank you for tuning in.